Holy rain event, Batman.
Hey, guess what? This is my theme song.
Okay, so why do they call it a rain event? We don't sell tickets. We don't plan it in advance and gather in a specific place predetermined by whoever predetermined such things. We don't pass out flyers and camp out overnight waiting for the rain. Rain event. That term doesn't make any sense to me, yet that's what people on the news and stuff call it. That's what they were saying all day on the radio. It's a rain event. We're having a rain event. Rain event. What does that mean? I don't know. Okay, so here's the deal. I actually filmed this originally a week ago when we were actually having the rain event. And I goofed up. I'll admit it. I goofed. I forgot to turn down the gain on the input of my microphone. When I went back to edit the footage, it was all like really loud and distorting because I'm what you call a classic case of I don't have a way to finish that sentence. I just wanted this to make it seem like I had somewhere to go when I really didn't. So, but the thing is that what I said was really entertaining to me at least, and relevant, I thought, and I really wanted to still post it. So I decided to make an effort to recreate what I originally said last week when it was actually raining. Even though, as what normally happens is, it was raining last week, isn't raining this week. It rained for like 2 or 3 days, and then the rain went away, and it started being all warm again. But I did have some things to say about that. And you're probably sitting there thinking, why, Tom? What could you possibly have to say about the rain? Well, here's the deal. On the day last week that I originally filmed this, I went to school in the morning. Some of you might know that I live in Corona, and I drive from Corona to Santa Monica once or twice a week for school. And that's about an hour and 20 minutes one way with no traffic. And here's the catch. I gotta be there at 7:30, which means I leave my place at about 5 a.m.-ish. If I leave at about 4:30, then I'll get there at about 5:30, maybe 5:40, and then I'll have nothing to do for 2 hours. But if I leave at 5:30, I will get there at 8 because traffic starts kicking in. California drivers, they all leave their house at the same time and are all going the same way, and that way just happens to be the same way that I'm going, especially, you know, when I'm going to school. And here's the important part of the story. That particular day was the rain event day. Now, if you think ordinary California driving is hard to navigate through, try it again when it's a rain event. I have taken to listening to KFI in the mornings. So I was listening to KFI in the morning last week when it was raining, trying to determine the best route for me to take. And when the traffic guy came on and he said that there are too many accidents to cover in his allotted 2 minutes to talk about them, that's when I came to the conclusion that there isn't really a good way for me to go that won't be crowded and jammed. And the reason I say this is because the previous week on Wednesday, from midnight to 6 a.m., there was about 18 accidents on the freeways, according to KFI's traffic report. But that day, that morning, 1 week later, from midnight to 6 a.m., there was 186 accidents, which pretty much meant that there was no way for me to go. Every freeway in the entire Southern California was crowded and had a traffic jam because of an accident. That's because California drivers forget how to drive normally, but they forget even more when there's a rain event. And I can easily understand how the rest of the country laughs at us. About a month ago, on my way to school in the morning, I heard the news report say on a certain freeway in downtown Los Angeles that there was a huge traffic jam. And the reason for that huge traffic jam was because there was a blimp flying over the freeway. Really? Yeah. Really, because cars look out the window and look at the blimp, and I guess it was something new, so they decided to slow down. And when enough people slow down to look at something, everybody gets jammed. I can understand there being a traffic jam because 18-wheeler like jackknife then is blocking 3 of the 4 lanes, and everybody has to converge into 1 lane. That is acceptable. There's a decent reason for that. But when traffic is stopped because Joe Schmo on the side of the road blew a tire and is trying to replace that tire, and he's not even blocking a lane, but everybody decides to slow down and watch Joe Schmo replacing his tire, that causes a traffic jam, that backs up everybody, and now we're all an hour late for no reason. Sometimes being in Southern California can be rather irritating. In case you're wondering too, I'm in my car because originally when I filmed this last week, I had just gotten home from school and it was raining. I wanted to add for dramatic effect that it was raining. I figured that would illustrate my point better. And now I guess it helps to illustrate my point even better that I'm sitting in my car and it's less than a week from when I originally filmed it and the rain event was happening. And as you can see, it's bright and it's sunny and there's not a cloud in the sky and there's no rain. But that kind of helps to illustrate my point a little bit, I suppose, that Californians are used to regular sunny weather like this and not used to the rain. I'm just throwing that out there. All right, I'm done. I've talked enough and I'm gonna go. Bye. Ooh.